I, 28F, need help processing something that's been eating away at me for weeks. I feel like I'm either going crazy or my worst fears are coming true. For context, I live with my boyfriend Peter, 30M, who I've been dating for 3 years. My sister Jennifer, 32F, recently got divorced from her husband Jake after 5 years of marriage because he was abusive. She's 6 months pregnant and moved back in with our parents who live just 10 minutes from my place. Let me give you some background about Jennifer and me. We grew up really close despite being 4 years apart. She was always the life of every party, beautiful, outgoing, and popular. I was more reserved, focused on my studies and career. But we never let these differences affect our relationship. We told each other everything and supported each other through tough times. Jennifer met Jake in college through mutual friends. He seemed perfect at first, successful lawyer, charming personality, came from a good family. They dated for a year before getting married in a big ceremony. I was her maid of honor and remembered how happy she looked that day. Everyone thought they were the perfect couple. Things started changing about 2 years ago. Jake began showing controlling behavior. He would check Jennifer's phone, question her about male coworkers, and get angry if she spent money without telling him. He isolated her from friends and constantly criticized her appearance and decisions. I noticed the changes in my sister. She became quieter, stopped dressing up, and made excuses to skip family events. I tried helping her leave multiple times. I'd offer her a place to stay, sent her information about women's shelters, and even offered to help her financially. But she always defended Jake, saying he was just stressed from work or that she needed to be a better wife. Classic abuse victim behavior, but I felt helpless watching her suffer. When Jennifer got pregnant 6 months ago, Jake's behavior escalated. He accused her of cheating and claimed the baby wasn't his. He would disappear for days, ignore her calls, and leave her alone during severe morning sickness. The final straw came when he shoved her during an argument about her doctor's appointments. She finally left him and stayed with our parents while filing for divorce. Peter and I immediately offered our spare room, but Jennifer chose to stay with our parents. They have a bigger house and Mom could help with her pregnancy needs. She started visiting our house frequently, especially when I was at work. Peter works from home as a software developer, so he was always there when she came over. At first, I was happy they were getting along. Peter would make her tea, listen to her problems, and even helped her organize paperwork for her divorce. Jennifer seemed happier and more like her old self. She'd bring lunch for Peter sometimes or help him with household chores while I was working. But over the past few weeks, things have felt different. Peter's become secretive with his phone. He never leaves it unattended and changes his position if I walk behind him while he's texting. He started working late in his home office with the door closed, something he never did before. Jennifer's behavior has changed too. She dresses up more when visiting, wearing makeup and nice clothes despite claiming she feels sick from the pregnancy. She gets nervous if I come home early from work and finds excuses to leave quickly. Sometimes I catch her staring at Peter when she thinks no one's watching. I tried talking to our parents about my concerns. Mom dismissed them completely, saying I should be grateful that Peter is so supportive of my sister during her difficult time. She reminded me that Jennifer is vulnerable and needs all the support she can get. Dad thinks I'm being insecure and told me to stop creating problems where none exist. My best friend Sarah thinks I'm overreacting too. She said it's natural for Jennifer to seek male companionship after leaving an abusive marriage and Peter's just being kind. She suggested I might be projecting my own insecurities onto innocent interactions. Only my cousin Amy sees what I see. She visited last weekend and noticed how Peter and Jennifer sat unusually close on the couch. She said they seemed to have inside jokes and would look at each other when someone said something funny, instead of joining in the general laughter. But when she mentioned this to our other cousins, they accused her of stirring up drama. I feel stuck and confused. Peter has always been an amazing boyfriend. When I lost my job last year, he supported me emotionally and financially without complaint. He's talked about marriage, helped me plan my career, and even learned to cook my favorite meals. Could he really be betraying me with my own sister? Jennifer and I share so many childhood memories. She was there for me during my first breakup, helped me move cities for my job, and always defended me against bullies. How could she do this to me if my suspicions are true? But I can't ignore the signs. Peter doesn't kiss me goodbye anymore unless I initiate it. Jennifer makes excuses to avoid being alone with me. They both get oddly quiet if I mention future plans or bring up their increasing closeness. Should I confront them? Install cameras? Check Peter's phone? Hire a private investigator? Or am I really just being paranoid and risking 2 important relationships with my unfounded suspicions? Please help me figure out what to do. Edit. Thank you for all the replies. To those asking, yes, Jake is definitely the baby's father as Jennifer got pregnant before things got really bad between them. Also, Peter and Jennifer never met before she started visiting our house after leaving Jake. Update 1: You all were right. I discovered the truth about their affair, and it's even worse than I imagined. 2 nights ago, Peter fell asleep on the couch while working late. His phone was unlocked next to him, showing his chat with Jennifer. I know I shouldn't have looked, but my gut feeling had been eating at me for months. What I found shattered my world completely. They'd been having an affair since Jennifer first started visiting our house. Peter wasn't just helping her with divorce paperwork, they were sleeping together the whole time. I spent hours reading through months of their messages, each one feeling like a knife in my heart. The messages started innocently with Jennifer thanking Peter for listening to her problems. Then they turned flirty, with Peter complimenting her pregnancy glow and Jennifer saying how nice it was to feel appreciated by a man again. Soon they were sending heart emojis and calling each other babe and honey. But what really broke me were their plans for the future. They had everything figured out. Jennifer would finalize her divorce and get child support from Jake. She'd stay with our parents until the baby was born, using her pregnancy and divorce as excuses to visit our house frequently. After the baby arrives, Peter planned to break up with me. They even discussed his excuses. He'd say he wasn't ready for marriage, or that we'd grown apart. Then after a few months, they'd start dating publicly. They thought enough time would pass that no one would connect their relationship to their earlier friendship. They talked about house hunting in nearby towns where they wouldn't run into me. Peter promised to help raise Jennifer's baby as his own. They joked about how well they'd fooled everyone, especially me. Jennifer even wrote, "I feel bad for my sister, but I've never been happier." The affair wasn't just emotional, they'd been meeting at hotels when I was at work. Peter's late nights working were actually dates with Jennifer. They used my business trips to spend entire nights together in our bed. There were detailed messages about their encounters that made me physically sick. I found proof of hotel bookings, secret date plans, and even photos they'd sent each other. Peter had missed my cousin's wedding claiming he was sick, but actually took Jennifer to a weekend getaway. All those times Jennifer came over to talk about her marriage problems? They were sleeping together as soon as I left for work. The worst part was reading their love declarations. Peter told her he never felt this way about anyone before, not even me. Jennifer wrote about how Peter understands her perfectly and makes her feel safe. They talked about growing old together and raising a big family. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept rereading their messages until the sun came up, trying to understand how they could betray me like this. I took screenshots of everything and saved them to my phone, knowing I'd need proof when I eventually confronted them. The next morning was surreal. I acted normal and went to work like nothing had happened. Peter kissed me goodbye, still playing the role of perfect boyfriend. An hour later, he was texting Jennifer about missing her. She even had the audacity to ask if she could come over later to hang out since she was feeling lonely. I called Amy and told her everything. She offered to let me move in with her immediately, but I said I needed time to plan my next move. We agreed that exposing them at Jennifer's upcoming baby shower would give them the public humiliation they deserved. I've started secretly moving my important documents and irreplaceable items to Amy's house. I'm looking for a new apartment and updated my resume in case I need to find a job in another city. I can't stand being in the same house as Peter anymore, knowing he's probably texting Jennifer as soon as I leave the room. Our parents still think I'm lucky to have such a supportive boyfriend. Mom keeps saying how Peter's kindness shows he'll be a great father someday. If only she knew he's planning to be a father to her grandchild, just not with me. I feel like such a fool for not trusting my instincts sooner. Everyone told me I was being paranoid, but deep down I knew something was wrong. I gave them both the benefit of the doubt and they took advantage of my trust in the worst possible way. I haven't confronted them yet. I want them to face the consequences of their actions in front of everyone who matters to us. The baby shower is next weekend, and I'm going to make sure it's an event no one ever forgets. Update 2: The baby shower was yesterday and everything exploded exactly as I planned. I arrived early to help set up at my parents' house. Jennifer was glowing in her new blue maternity dress while Peter played the perfect future uncle, hanging decorations and arranging furniture. Everyone kept praising him for being so supportive during Jennifer's difficult time. I watched them steal glances at each other all morning. Peter's hand lingered too long when he helped Jennifer with chairs. She kept finding excuses to be near him. They thought they were being subtle, but now that I knew the truth, their behavior was obvious. I waited until all 40 guests had arrived, family, friends, co-workers, even some of Jake's relatives who still supported Jennifer. Mom had prepared an elaborate spread and decorated everything in soft yellow and green. Jennifer was opening gifts, surrounded by everyone cooing over tiny baby clothes and toys. I stood up and asked for everyone's attention, saying I had prepared a special surprise for the mom-to-be. Peter smiled proudly, probably thinking I'd finally gotten over my paranoia. I connected my phone to the large TV in our living room, pretending I had a slideshow of Jennifer's pregnancy journey. Instead, their private messages filled the screen. The room went completely silent as people read the explicit conversations between my sister and boyfriend. I watched their faces change from confusion to shock to disgust. Jennifer dropped the gift she was holding and started crying. Peter lunged for the TV, but I blocked his path. I read their messages out loud, their plans to get child support from Jake while living off our parents' generosity, their secret hotel meetings, how they planned to blindside me after the baby was born. I showed everyone the hotel receipts, time-stamped photos, and their conversations about sleeping together in my bed. Mom fainted when she read messages about them planning their future together. Dad had to help her to a chair while still staring at the screen in disbelief. Some of Jennifer's friends tried to leave, but I asked them to stay and listen to everything. Peter tried claiming the messages were fake, but I had dates and locations that matched his late work nights. He couldn't explain why hotel receipts showed him booking rooms when he was supposedly working. Jennifer broke down completely and admitted everything between sobs. The worst part was her attempt to justify their betrayal. She actually said I was never home and Peter was lonely. She claimed they didn't mean to fall in love but couldn't help their feelings. Peter joined in, saying they never wanted to hurt me but their connection was special. Our parents were destroyed. Dad couldn't even look at Jennifer, his favorite daughter. Mom kept crying and asking where she went wrong raising us. Our aunts and uncles started leaving, saying they couldn't support someone who would betray her own sister this way. I announced that I was moving out and never wanted to see either of them again. Several cousins offered me a place to stay. Peter begged me to listen to his side of the story, but I told him to get out of my parents' house. He tried taking some of his belongings, but I said I'd mail them to his office address. Jennifer kept sobbing about how I ruined her baby shower, but I reminded her that she ruined our relationship the day she decided to sleep with my boyfriend. Some of her friends actually defended her, saying she was pregnant and vulnerable, but most people were firmly on my side. Now I'm staying with Amy while looking for my own place. Our parents are devastated. Mom keeps calling and crying about her daughters never being close again. Dad told Jennifer to find her own apartment because he can't bear to look at her right now. Peter's been calling from different numbers, but I blocked them all. His friends messaged saying I went too far by exposing them publicly. They said I should have handled it privately to avoid humiliating Jennifer during her pregnancy. I don't care, they deserve to be exposed for who they really are. The aftermath has been intense. Most of our extended family cut contact with Jennifer. Peter's reputation at work is ruined since some of his colleagues were at the shower. Jennifer's friends are divided, with some supporting her and others disgusted by her actions. I don't regret what I did. They planned to humiliate me after the baby was born. Instead, I took control and exposed their true characters to everyone who matters. Now they can have each other, along with the consequences of their actions. Update 3: Life has completely changed since the baby shower incident. I moved into my own apartment in a different neighborhood and got a better paying job at a tech company. The distance from all the drama helped me focus on rebuilding my life. Jennifer had her baby last month, a boy she named after our grandfather Robert. She moved into a small apartment near our parents and has been trying to play happy family with Peter. They're officially dating now, posting constant pictures on social media about their perfect little family. Peter acts like a proud dad in all their photos, completely ignoring how their relationship started. But karma hit them hard. Jake found out about Jennifer's affair through mutual friends who attended the baby shower. He immediately filed for full custody using her affair with Peter as proof of her unstable character and poor decision-making. He's refusing to pay any child support until a paternity test confirms he's the father. Jennifer's struggling financially since Peter isn't as supportive as he promised. His big talk about providing for her and the baby disappeared when reality hit. She had to take a part-time job while still recovering from childbirth because Peter's help barely covers her rent. Our parents are trying to maintain separate relationships with both of us. Mom hosts Sunday dinners with Jennifer one week and me the next. Dad still barely speaks to her but sees the baby sometimes. Most of our extended family sided with me and cut contact with Jennifer completely. Peter lost his remote job because he missed too many deadlines during their affair. His company discovered he was billing hours when he was actually meeting Jennifer at hotels. He's now working at a local tech startup making significantly less money. Amy saw them fighting at a grocery store about expenses and Peter's broken promises. Some family members suggested I try forgiving Jennifer for the sake of family unity. They said the baby deserves to know his aunt. I refused. She didn't just have an affair with my boyfriend, she plotted to humiliate me and steal my life. Having a baby doesn't erase her betrayal. Last week, Peter sent a long message saying he misses me and made a huge mistake. He claimed Jennifer is too needy and dramatic, not the person he thought she was. He complained about the custody battle stress and said he regrets losing me. I blocked him without responding. They deserve each other's misery. I'm casually dating again but taking things very slow. The whole experience taught me to trust my instincts and never ignore red flags. Sometimes cutting toxic people out of your life is necessary for your own peace, even if they're family. Mom still hopes Jennifer and I will reconcile someday, especially because of the baby. I told her that will never happen. Jennifer didn't just betray me, she spent months planning and lying while pretending to be a victim who needed support. That kind of calculated betrayal can't be forgiven. I don't attend any family events where Jennifer might be present. It hurts our parents, but they understand. They're trying their best to maintain relationships with both daughters without taking sides, but it's obviously awkward for everyone. That's my final update on this situation. Thanks everyone for your support through this mess. I'm in a much better place now without their drama in my life. Sometimes losing people you thought you could trust leads you to a better path. I've learned that blood doesn't always mean loyalty, and it's okay to choose your own peace over family ties.